As she does ahead of every school year, Karen Schwind and the team of school nurses she manages in the new Braunfels Independent School District in Central Texas spent a lot of time checking every student's immunization records against the state's database. The nurses also checked with parents and doctors' offices to ensure all students had received their required shots for measles, mumps, diphtheria, meningitis, and other childhood diseases before classes started. We start notifying parents in the winter, like January, March, and then again in May, says Schwind, whose district has 15 kindergarten through 12th grade schools. But recently, just a week before school was set to begin, Schwind estimated about 15% of children in her district were still missing at least one of those shots. COVID-19, she says, has complicated routine childhood vaccinations in a number of ways. Many clinics that give routine vaccines have been converted to giving COVID vaccine, Schwind explains. So in many places, the availability of the routine vaccines may not be the usual spot. Some families moved, or remained in online school all of last year, making it easier to overlook the state's vaccine requirements. And, says Schwind, in recent years, a growing number of parents have been applying for exemptions, citing religious, medical, or philosophical reasons. According to the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, similar patterns are playing out across the United States, leaving experts worried about the potential for outbreaks of diseases that were once largely vanquished in the U.S. Even modest declines in vaccination rates can compromise immunity within a community, as was seen during a big measles outbreak in the New York City area in 2018 to 2019. VID's research, released this month, shows the number of doses given of recommended childhood vaccines has dropped below pre-pandemic levels, down by as much as 6% to 18%, depending on the vaccine and the age group. Babies and young children have been somewhat more likely to stay on schedule with most of their recommended vaccinations during the pandemic, VID's data show, in comparison to adolescents and teens. But every age group is behind. For example, the number of doses of Tdap vaccine, boosters given to kids ages 11 and up to prevent tetanus, diphtheria and pertussis, has dropped 16.7% since 2019. And orders for shots containing measles vaccine are down 18.2%. I've been trying to shout it from the rooftops, to get parents to take their kids in for routine vaccines, says Dr. Shauna O'Leary, Professor of Pediatrics at the University of Colorado School of Medicine and Vice Chair of the Committee on Infectious Diseases for the American Academy of Pediatrics. Many parents worry about COVID, and when they can vaccinate their kids against that, O'Leary notes.